Right, hello everybody and welcome to the preview for Hull City versus Sheffield United at the MKM Stadium on Saturday the 18th of September, 12:30 kickoff. Match details on screen there. If you're not going to this game, you can watch it on Sky Sports Football, which is channel 403 in the UK. For worldwide viewers, I don't know what that means for you, but 12:30 kickoff at the MKM Stadium. Be there at that time, please. Team news then. Alfie Jones and George Honeyman are fit to return to action as Hull City welcome Sheffield United to the MKM Stadium. Jones picked up a calf injury at the start of last week in training and was rated as touch and go by Grant McCann for the 2-0 defeat to Blackburn Rovers in midweek, so should be fit enough to feature this weekend. Honeyman picked up an ankle injury at the end of our League One title winning 2020-21 season and had to have an operation during pre-season. Excuse me, don't know what happened to operation there. Grant McCann confirmed his post-match interview after the defeat to Blackburn Rovers that Honeyman is fit to feature at the MKM Stadium in front of the Sky Sports cameras. And in the same interview, McCann confirmed he rested Tom Huddlestone and that he had not picked up an injury. On to Ref Watch then. The referee is Dean Whitestone. The two liners, Sean Hudson and Jeffrey Little. The fourth official is Sebastian Stocksbridge. Stats then, these are taken from our last game against Blackburn, in that game we had 16 shots. Of those 16, 4 were on target. Hull City had 55% of possession. Hull City committed 12 fouls. The Tigers made 15 tackles, won 58% of aerial duels in the game, and City made 556 passes in the game with a pass accuracy of 83%. Stats continued then from our time against Sheffield United in the past. In previous encounters with Sheffield United, Hull City have won 20, drawn 19 and lost 31. Since 2010, there have been 8 games involving these two sides. 26 goals have been scored accumulatively by both teams. In Hull City's last 5 games versus Sheffield United, Hull City have won only twice, won 2, drawn none, lost 3. These wins came in February and August of 2018. Hull City are winless in their last 2 games against Sheffield United, and in April 2013, these two sides faced off against each other in an FA Cup semi-final at Wembley Stadium, with Hull City winning 5-3 in London. What do I think then? Back the manager and players for a little bit longer. What did I say before this season? What did I reinforce in my Blackburn match reaction? Stick by them. 15 games. 15 games, guys. 15 games. And I've seen comparisons. Someone replied to a tweet that I did about how this is where our 2019-20 season fell apart in similar form like this, because he sees McCann as out of his depth or something like that. I just replied that my thoughts on this was 7 games into the season, not 37. That's all there is to it, really. Honeyman back will be a boost. Huddlestone has to come back in. Although, if you thought he was going to play 3 games a week all season, need to give your head a wobble. Monka came on and looked very lively. I like that from George. And maybe a few games out the side would help KLP. He's playing like he was when he had that old contract fiasco last year. And Ryan Longman and Randall Williams haven't come to sit around. They could fill in, because at the minute he's had the whole team on his back with Malik Wilkes been injured. And he's wasted so many decent opportunities the other night. Defensively, the marking for Blackburn's opener was poor, but Greaves and Bernard were excellent on the whole. And Tyler Smith has to start. Sorry, Big Josh. Head-to-head battles then. Tyler Smith will have to get past John Egan, and Morgan Gibbs-White, who has scored 2 in as many games since signing for Sheffield United, will have to get past Callum Elder, as he tends to play on the right-hand side. Current form now then. Neither team looking too great, both with a lot of... Both with a bit of red. Sheffield United losing 2-1 to Huddersfield. They did beat, however, Derby in the Carabao Cup, but then they've got a win. They've got a win, a brilliant win against Peterborough, and then they were pegged back just at the very end against Preston. Us, 2 draws out of our last 5, no wins though. However, there were 2 clean sheets. Onto the league table now then. We are ever closer to the drop zone. However, a win would take us above Sheffield United. And depending on if other results went our way as well, we could also rise above Millwall, above Derby, above Barnsley and Reading as well. So a win would do us a lot of good and would put us in less of a precarious position. And with and Blackpool at a bad side, Peterborough haven't started the season too well, but they've got the worst goal difference in the division. But we know from last season they're not a bad side, and Forest have just sacked their manager. Anything can happen from there. And there is your league statistics screen where you can see the top scorers, the players with the most assists, the clubs with the best defences, and the top scorers, and then the best home and away records as well. On to around the grounds then on Championship Match Day 8 of 3, where the early kick-off. So all of these games are Saturday 3 o'clock kick-offs. Barnsley play Blackburn Rovers, Cardiff City face AFC Bournemouth, Derby County versus Stoke, Fulham versus Reading, Huddersfield Town versus Nottingham Forest with Stephen Reid in interim charge, I do believe. Luton Town face Swansea City, Middlesbrough face Blackpool, Millwall welcome Coventry City to the Den, Peterborough face Birmingham, Preston welcome West Bromwich Albion to Deepdale, and Bristol City travel to the Kian Prince Foundation Stadium to take on Queen's Park Rangers. Memorable match, I mentioned it earlier, FA Cup semi-final, 5-3 victory for us. We were behind initially, we were behind at half-time, but second half goals from Matty Fryer, Tom Huddlestone, Stephen Quinn and David Myler took us to the FA Cup final. There's someone notable, there's two players notable in that Sheffield United team. Harry Maguire, George Long, we'll touch on one of those two later on. Also in there, 17 for them, is Connor Cody. And then last time out, 3-0 defeat in April 2019 at what was then the KCOM Stadium. A David McGoldrick double and George Baldock finish ended things for City that day, and that sort of dispelled our playoff hopes if they were still even in existence. And that is our record against Sheffield United, dating all the way back to 1915. Wow. On to shared shirts now. Then we've got Harry Maguire, who I touched on there. He was a Sheffield United youngster, Sheffield United fan. He made his debut for his boyhood club in 2011. He played 166 times for the Blades, scoring 12 times. He left them after he impressed us in the FA Cup semi-final. Joined us on the same day as Andy Robertson. In 75 appearances, he scored thrice. 3 times. On to my predicted 11 now then. I think Grant McCann will stick with the 4-3-3 for now. But I think if he realises it isn't working, he may well change things up. So in goal, we've got Matt Ingram. The back four is at right back, the captain Lewie Coyle. The two centre-backs are on the left, Jacob Greaves, and on the right, Deshaun Bernard. Left back is Callum Elder. In holding midfield, we've got Tom Huddlestone. The two central midfielders are Greg Docherty and George Honeyman. I'm saying he's coming straight back into the team. With, on the right, Malik Wilkes. On the left, Keane Lewis Potter. And through the middle, facing his old club, is Tyler Smith. Onto the bench then, where we've got Nathan Baxter, Richie Smallwood, Josh Emmanuel, Ryan Longman, George Monker, Matt Smith, and Josh McGuinness. That's your team in pictures, and that is your team on the pitch. My predicted team on the pitch. On to my predicted score now, though, then. Do I think we can taste victory? This is a winnable game, but it's whether we can find the attacking quality to win it. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet, but I can see the motivation of this being such a crucial game down in this bottom half. Being able to see us to a 2-1 win. I know a lot of people are thinking, why are you thinking that? I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic we can get at least a point out of this game, and maybe all 3. Thank you very much for watching this one, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. If you have, please drop a like and hit subscribe if you're new. Send me your predicted teams as well on Twitter, on Instagram, via the Fan Hub app if you've got it. If not, download it, get on the waiting list, and then soon enough I might have some codes that you can use to skip the wait list and get yourself straight into the action on the app. So until tomorrow for the Matchday vlog, I will see you very soon. Goodbye.